There's a beautiful thing. Thinking is an enormous advance for humans, the evolution of human consciousness. But the way it has developed now, humans are possessed by thinking. They do not think. The language you use, you say, I think. You don't think. Thinking happens to you. And the thoughts that happen to you are thoughts that you absorb from the surrounding culture. You watch the media, the mainstream media, and you take that in, and then you regurgitate it. This is what I think. Or you're against it, and then this is what I think. Thinking happens to you. You don't think unless you are aware. And awareness or presence is a dimension of consciousness that is deeper, or we could say higher, than thinking. Awareness is when thinking stops and you have not gone to sleep. In fact, you are more alert than before, and you can look around wherever you are. For example, here and now in this room, you can look around this room and perceive everything visually and listen to everything without adding any thought to it. Just be still and perceive. There's still a knowing there, but it's not conceptual knowing. There's a deeper knowing there. Become familiar with the state of being free of thinking and just aware. But that requires a certain alertness. Without the alertness, you drift back into thinking. So what the true spiritual teaching shows you the way of rising above thinking so that you can begin to use thinking, not you as the ego, but you as the higher consciousness that you are, can use thinking as a tool instead of being used by thinking, by thought. So there are two ways of being free of thinking. One is rising above, which is why we're here. The other is falling below. If you want to fall below, you have to walk out of here, go to the bar next door, and order a few whiskeys, and then you can experience becoming free of thinking also, gradually, but you're falling below thinking. Oh, it feels so good. I can't even remember my problems anymore. It feels good. You start singing, oh, and there's the joy of life. No need to think, just be. Have another one. And then, of course, you're moving towards unconsciousness. And this is not the way we are going. It is not the destiny of humanity to regress to a pre-thinking stage just because you want to be as happy as your dog. You say, well, the dog isn't thinking, and so I'm going to go there too. The dog hasn't arrived at the dog is a beautiful manifestation of consciousness, but it's not a thinking consciousness. So you need to discover in yourself the ability to be free of thinking initially for brief moments. And this is a good moment. When you perceive the world around you without mental labels, just an alert presence in the background of your sense perceptions. And this is an amazing thing. What happens? At first it seems, well, what's so great about that? It's the greatest thing that could happen to you, because you begin to access a deeper dimension of who you are. And that sense of I am, of presence, begins to be your source of identity. Your sense of self. Now this is what I call your essence identity. We have already spoken about your form identity. Your form identity is the physical body. Your form identity is the conditioning of your mind, your mental, emotional conditioning. That is your form identity. Then most humans only know themselves as their form identity. And that is the greatest deprivation in life. The greatest poverty in life is not to know yourself in your essence, as who or what you are in your essence. If you only know yourself as form identity, your life is really continuous unhappiness and frustration with a brief interludes when you're okay for a while because something good has just happened, but it never lasts. So there's a possibility of living from a deeper place within yourself, and that is essence identity. And there is no thought in it, there's only a sense of intense, aware presence.